With that, I'll open the meeting to public comment first. Is there any public comment? Hearing none, I'll move ahead. I'd like to call for approval of the minutes of July 19, 2018. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor consent by saying aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. All right, we have first discussion/review of B-Team Investment Subdivision, 15 3rd Avenue in Springbank. The applicants are here, our engineers here. Cal, you'd like to start them off?
The commission have a copy of the August 1st review.
Yes.
Yeah. And there was also a review letter issued by the County Planning Commission. Then I will, unless the applicant would like to proceed otherwise, I'll turn this over to the applicant's engineer to present, and you can address the comments you'd like to address tonight.
Sure. Good evening, my name is Jason Shaner with Impact Engineering Group. I'm here tonight with B-Team Investments, the applicant, which is Chris Ryder and Todd Wood. This subject property has an address of 15 3rd Avenue. It's in the Springbank community. This was from an old subdivision plan dated back in the 50s, 60s.
1915 was the original.
Originally along in this neighborhood, there was smaller, narrow lots, the old kind of plans where you bought as many lots as wide you wanted your lot to be. So this whole area was originally intended to be a little more dense than what we can show. What used to sit on this property was a dwelling and existing driveway, and since then the house has been demolished. At that time, that previous owner, there was some debris laying around. I think his occupation came across some salvage and things, and it was kind of a mess, but it's been all cleaned up now. This proposal is to accomplish 3 new single-family dwellings on the tract of land. And we call it a subdivision plan, but it's more like a shuffling around of lot lines. If you read the deeds, there's 3 lots within that overall deed now that are separate lots. And we're trying to accomplish yielding 3 lots.
What's the total acreage?
The colored portion is about an acre.
Okay.
And then there's another lot on the deed, which is steep and wooded. We're not looking to develop there, but this is about 4/10 of an acre. Right there. So we don't believe the density shown on this plan. It's probably less than what it was like 4 years ago. And looking to, because this lot is just sitting vacant, looking to establish brand new homes, which we think beautify the area, maybe even increase values to its neighboring property. This project went through the zoning hearing board previously, trying to accomplish 3 new dwellings. During the due diligence phase, we came along on an issue with road frontage. We require 50 feet of lot width per lot. We were not able to count 3rd Avenue at that time, although the intent of this paper street was always ingress, egress to any of the lots in front of it. Per the definitions in the zoning, it wasn't able to be counted as frontage. So we pursued zoning relief in the form of variances from lot width for the rear 2 lots. So lot 1 is 50 foot, at least 50 foot lot width, and 10,000 square feet. The other 2 lots are flag lots or rear lots, the rear ordinance calls them, and they have flag steps of 25 foot width. And that's for the qualified zoning frontage. Physical access, where the cars are going to drive, ingress, egress, in and out of here. There is an existing shared driveway within that paper street, partial, where some of the neighboring properties use it. So taking advantage of that, the rear 2 lots are going to access off that existing gravel land. In Carol's letter, she raises, questions on the legality of that. Do we have rights to use that paper street legally? Who's going to maintain it? I believe B-Team Investments has worked with legal counsel, and I think there was a draft called a right-of-way agreement that's submitted with the subdivision plan. I'm not sure if it ever made it into your hands. Yeah, I don't think so. Seen how we talked earlier. So we'll have to get that language in Carol's hand, maybe your solicitor. And so there's been communications with the neighboring property. So as part of the subdivision plan, instead of just relying on case law and the intent of the original subdivision plan from decades ago, for the first time there'll be a legal agreement that everyone can apply. Okay. So bottom line, adding these two houses for ingress in this paper street, that is not taking away rights from anyone else, but it is consistent with the original intent of the street, which is ingress.
So can
To the lots of the
can
front.
we understand that this legal agreement is in existence, but we guys, the township, have not received the documentation yet? Is that correct?
It's in draft form,
Okay.
and we submitted with the plans, we're going to track it down. So we want to do town.
properties, as well as with Third Avenue properties? Is it?
I believe it'll be for any lots at the front on the paper street.
Yeah, there's any properties that have frontage on the paper street.
All of them are aware of the contract.
We wanted input from the township solicitor before we went and executed the agreement.
So your attorney is working with the township solicitor,
Yes,
bringing this together? And they're
Yes.
still working on it at this time?
still working.
Okay, so, okay, it's a work in progress.
Yes. And then, of course, public sewer and water are all going to come from Perkins Avenue. There are sewer and water facilities in the street. As you can see in Carol's letter dated August 1st, we have some work to do. We're not ready to ask for plan approval or anything. I did have some marked items that I wanted to talk about, and then I also had 4 waivers that I wanted to discuss, requesting for the plan. Is there any questions?
Go ahead. As far as I'm concerned, you can move that unless somebody else
For
has.
waivers?
Sure, you can start wherever you're at, it'll be recorded.
Okay. Your ordinance, like many other townships, Pennsylvania, gives the township the ability to require subdivisions or land developments to, I ran out, sorry.
We can share.
Gives you the ability for developments, proposed developments to improve streets that they front on, as far as widening up the gap, possibly putting in curbing and sidewalk where none exists, and widening out an additional road walk right away. And most of these waiver requests cover those situations. This project being, we believe, small in nature, we're consistent with what was always supposed to happen here. The characteristics of the neighborhood where there's not going to be any further development, no new traffic ever going on these streets. We believe the streets function adequately as is. So the first 3 waiver requests have to do with, we're saying the 18-foot wide road is consistent with a lot of the streets back there. It functions fine now. Why? I'm not even sure the project can bear the cost of the road widening, but we're asking for a waiver of that. Curbing and sidewalk, there's no curbing and sidewalk in that whole community. So we think that would be inconsistent. Maybe it would even cause a drainage problem where no drainage problems exist today. And road right away, if we had the ample room, we'd give it right away. We're asking for consideration. Lot 1 is at the minimum lot area. Lot 2 and 3 are at minimum lot width. We have impervious surface constraints on lot 1 where, we're maxed out at an allowable 20% already. So we're asking ourselves, well, how many locations in that community is there 50-foot wide road? Probably, maybe no. So we're asking, do we really need to lose the real estate? It would be 25 feet from the center line of Perkins Avenue back. And from our front lot line where it's shown on the plan, it would be another 17 feet in. And it kills the lot area for lot 1 and makes the impervious surface not work. So it's causing So we're just asking the township to stick, you really need 25 feet from the center. That's what the third waiver is. And the last item is maybe it's more formality. Like I said, we were already at the zoning hearing board, they granted variances to allow lots 2 and 3 to not have a 50-foot lot. It's also in the south state requirement, 50 feet. So I guess that's a formality. I always thought zoning ordinance trumped subdivision ordinance anyway, but I guess we would need a waiver for section 145, 34B1 to not have a road frontage of 50 foot, for those access strips for us too.
I probably know the area better than anybody else in this room right here. There's code enforcement officers, zoning officer in that area. There's a lot of issues up there where homes are built, how they're built, the degree of financial responsibility to people that live there, how they live, how they can afford to keep their home and everything. And it's a collage. It goes back probably 100 years, that area there, how it was subdivided, chopped up. You got houses behind houses. God only knows how they got there. We have a house that sits right on the main waterway that comes through there. It sits right over top of it. Who the hell ever gave the permit out for that? And I agree with what you're trying to do here. If we try to seek too much, this is me, one member. If we try to seek too much without giving waivers to you, we'll drive the developer out of the ability to develop it. I'd rather see the area developed in a way that we can all agree on and have it work. And I think you do deserve certain waivers, and they'll have to be taken up at a time. There'll be a vote taken, and we'll come to some kind of conclusion. And again, I can't say more about it. That area up there has many people that go to work every day. They make a living. They live where they can afford. If we overprice the homes there, you're not going to allow the area to be developed in a nice fashion. It costs a lot of money to do this work. I mean, to widen what you're saying, Herculean Avenue, I personally, I think it's ludicrous. It is what it is. You know, we're trying to make a silk purse out of the cow's ear or something. It's just ridiculous. So, but again, we have to go through a process, an approval process. We have to work it out. And that's all I can say. If somebody else has something to say, they're more than, they have that ability. I'm only one member.
I support these waivers. I was just driving around back last week actually, and was amazed where they say they're chopped up, mishmash, and just this is an improvement. I think this is heading in a direction that is helping that area. So I think we're never going to make that compliant.
No, you can't.
So if we at least are moving in the right direction with a steady pace, and this looks, to me, it looks like that type of thing that I would support.
I think I would also concur with Mr. Schmidt and Hans. Having lived in the area my whole life, it is a little warren of houses back there. We were historically a resort community. Again, most of the subdivisions go back 120 years. And by changing this, the way it exists now, you'd be detracting from the rural character that all the residents seem to like. So I myself would also be in support of all these waivers.
Yeah, the previous owner of the Hines family, Fred was a good friend of mine, but when I first came up here and had the job, I had complaints, and I know Christian knows about that, but he had a junkyard there. He did a lot of recovery work, and there's no way I can describe it. And I went to him and said, look, I have complaints from the neighbors. What can you do? He said, all I can do is try to get them out of here faster. And I said, we'll try to do that. I said, I don't know where you ever got permission from. And from there on, we had a process of where occasionally I would stop back and check on them. And I would stop and keep the accumulation down. But he would work with me. Then ultimately, as he got older and had some health issues, he did get the property cleaned up pretty much. He more or less cleaned up the house. He ultimately tore down anyhow. After they got the hook to sewer, then they had a lot of infighting there with that. But overall, any kind of an improvement we can make up there, the way this sits on this paper, is acceptable to me as one member. And I'm agreeable with any kind of waiver that we can come up. Our engineer is still the driving force of this. The county planners here will work with them too. We have to make it look like we're going through the process and do it legitimately.
I'll be happy to offer some comment.
Sure.
At this time.
Sure.
Interactive.
No, that's all right. Go ahead.
So widening Perkiomen Avenue, I think if the commission isn't looking for that, I don't see a problem with waiving that. It is what it is, and it's been that way since it was founded likely. The only caveat I'd put in there, it would be interesting to speak with the roadmaster and see if there would be any benefit to doing a little bit of stabilized stone shoulder along the edge of that. I don't know what the condition is of the edge, and it might be beneficial to talk to Mr. Manning about that. But the full widening to get 12 foot from center line, I think that would be a little out of place there. I would disagree with you on that, and I would offer no objection to a waiver of that. Curbing and sidewalk along Perkiomen Road, just as everybody said, it's not out there today, it's not part of that community fabric, and unless a walkable community on Perkiomen Avenue is something that's in the township division, I don't see any reason to not offer a waiver on that. As Mr. Taylor pointed out, that would certainly generate some drainage issues to address as well, but we do with that kind of money when we get to the end of this property. The right-of-way, ultimate and legal right-of-way issues. So by state law, there would be a 33-foot right-of-way for that road today, 16 and a half feet by center line. The ordinance calls for a 50-foot, it calls for two things. It calls for a 50-foot wide ultimate right-of-way, and then elsewhere in the ordinance, it asks them to offer that for dedication. There have been instances in the past where people have asked to have waived the requirement to dedicate, and I certainly offer no objection to that. The existence of the 50-foot right-of-way line, I've never seen that waived before. That ties into zoning requirements and lot area requirements and building setback requirements. So it'd be rather unusual to have that waived. I don't know if you've seen that, Julie, in any other communities. And then finally, the access strip for lots 2 and 3. I think you are correct in the writing. It's essentially formality. You got that variance from the zoning hearing board. You're sort of checking off that box here as well. So I'm hopeful that that information helps. I had some questions about some other things that are in the review letter, but I'm going to pause there and let the planning commission talk about those issues if they'd like to discuss them further.
You're talking about the issue of 145-13.8, one in Irons,
Yep.
right?
What was that one?
145.
It's number 15, page 3 on the.
So that defines, that's in your code defining where the ultimate right-of-way line would be at the 50 feet. And then the next section that is cited in the waiver request, 145.22D,
What was that one you mentioned?
Here, I think what you actually meant was this comment above, item 20, comment 26 says requirements for new, this is your code, the township code says requirements for new and existing streets, all new streets and extensions and widenings of existing streets shall be offered for dedication to the township or to the authority having jurisdiction over the street at the time of plan approval. And so the section essentially says the ultimate right-of-way should be offered for dedication, and I certainly have no objection if the applicant did not want to offer that, and the planning commission found that acceptable. Does that make sense to everybody? So I just...
And then how do you suggest handling one, number 15, 145-13D?
In my opinion, that ultimate right-of-way should be depicted on the plan.
But it wouldn't be a reasonable element right away, would it? If it's element, would it be reasonable? What would be the benefit?
It would be consistent with your code, and all your building setback lines and dead areas are based on your own right throughout the township.
What does that do to the development?
Well, what it does, this zoning district only allows 20% impervious surface, so you have to drive the building, you're only allowed 20%, so trying to build a single-family detached dwelling and drive on a 10,000 square foot lot, it doesn't take much before you're over the 20%, so what you're looking at is 20%. You also notice this size of this dwelling, they did some market research, and they feel 50 by 30 footprint is going to be competitive in the market with what's happening in that market area. So we already had to put a smaller house on, which we didn't like. So what will happen is we'll lose a little bit more than maybe 1,000 square feet, so we'll have to take a little bit more of impervious surface off the plant.
But nobody in the whole area can meet that requirement. Can they?
But nobody else in the area is coming forward right now with the subdivision.
I don't think you're gonna have too many based on what's back there.
I'm just saying, like, that maybe not the best reason to say that he shouldn't have to do this.
So if you were to use pervious drywall material, would you be able to meet your requirement?
I think so. I think Carol
There's something.
was going to maybe speak with other staff. What comes to mind, okay, first of all, we've got to educate the future lot buyer, that has to remain forward. So I suggested putting notes all over the plan. Putting it in the deed as a deed restriction, putting it in the building permit language, and then I think it could be successful. And that would be the solution. Years ago, pervious paper was very expensive, no one wanted to do it. The price is coming down, people are using it enough, contractors aren't afraid of anyone. I don't think it's the end of the world, it's not the first choice, but if it means getting the 50 by 30 footprint back on the plan, all of a sudden, all right, we'll give you the 50 foot right away, and then we're just going to put porous paper. I think that is the easy answer as long as everyone cooperates with that.
Comment on this little sideboard here. I think it'd be a good idea if you have your solicitor and that solicitor working with some other issues there, that you include her and try to resolve this issue, because this is a little bit precedent setting. Looking at the uniqueness of the area that we're trying to develop, let's be reasonable, let's get together and have it worked out that way. Does that sound good?
That sounds good, yeah, that comes to the next meeting. Kind of,
Okay, and then you'll have all your homework done by the next meeting, right? You got 30 days, is that enough?
It can be.
You'll have to work on it.
Yes. That's what it's at.
Jason,
I think that's one other.
where do we stand with the open space?
Well, we're not sure. I looked at the county tax assessment, and like you indicated, Second Avenue comes up here, does a 90, and then another left out to Main. And then there's some parking along the road, which there's a little long